Hey guys, welcome back. Today I'm going to be foraging in my yard for wild violets so I can make wild violet jelly. Wild violet jelly is very easy and simple to make, and it is delicious. My girls love it. And it's a beautiful jelly because of the color it gets from the violets. Now make sure that they are the wild purple violets, because there are varieties of violets that are blue and stuff that can come from the store. Those have a more soapy, those taste soapy, so don't use those. But the regular wild violets that grow naturally outside in the wild, they are the ones you want to use, and they're really easy to identify. I'm going to show you what their flowers look like and what their leaves look like, and they're actually really high. I think the leaves are high in vitamin A and C, and they're good for you, and they have a lot of other benefits. So you want to do your due diligence and research the benefits of wild violets. I would encourage you to do that. But let's go outside and I'm going to show you what to look for. And then we're going to get, I think, about 3 cups of flowers to make the jelly. So here are my big bed of wild violets. Okay. And you need to make sure that they are violets. You can tell by what they look like inside. And then also the leaves. They're kind of like a heart shape. But I'm going to collect a bunch of these. And remember that the flowers are edible, the leaves are edible, and they're also used in a lot of medicinal purposes too. But the leaves have, I think it's vitamin A and C in it, and they are great to put in salads, and the flowers too. Okay, I gathered the violets with my daughter. I have 3, probably more like 3.5, but 3 cups of violet flowers, and then I am heating up some water. You're going to need 4 cups of boiling water to go over this so you can infuse it. I'm going to probably leave it for about an hour so it can steep, and then I'm going to strain off all the violets and keep all of the water inside. And this water that I'm heating up is filtered water. You want to try to use filter water or good water. I just don't have good water where I live, so I have to filter everything. So okay. Four cups. That's 2. And they're going to lose their color when you put this in. But later on when we put in the lemon juice, it's going to be really cool because it's going to change it to a pink color. Now I let this, you can see the water's like a light purplish blue. It's dark in here, guys, sorry. But I let it steep for an hour, over an hour actually. And what we're going to do is we're going to use bottled lemon juice, okay? Because remember, this is guaranteed acidity, and you're going to need lemon juice in this to help it set up. So you're going to put 1/4 of a cup. I'm going to do like right over 1/4 of a cup of lemon juice in the mixture with the flowers. Oop. All right, so here's 1/4 of a cup going in. See it change to pink. Stir Stir it up really good. And now we're gonna strain out the flowers. Now I have a bowl with the strainer, and then I have one of my tea towels that I use for canning. And we're going to dump all this in and get all of the water out that we can. We're going to end up squeezing the flowers out. Okay. See how pretty it is? Oh yeah, it's some pretty. It's going to be pretty jelly. Let me see. And you should have enough. You should have 4 cups in here. Isn't that pretty? It's really pretty. All right, we're going to put this in my jelly pot, my jam pot that I use just for jams and jellies. And we're going to get it started heating up. Dump that in. Wow, it's going to be pretty. So we're going to take a box of pectin. I have a box, and we are going to stir it in. All right? And we're going to stir it, and we're going to let it come to a boil for 1 minute. Once it comes to a boil, we're going to let it boil hard for 1 minute. Now this is just the one that I get from the store. You don't have to use this brand. Nothing is sponsored, it's just the one I use. The Sure Gel does pretty good. Like that. Okay. And we're going to stir this in and then bring it to a boil. You don't want to put the sugar in yet, because if you put the sugar in, it won't gel right. So for right now, we're not putting anything in here but the pectin. And we're going to stir it around and bring it to a boil. While this is warming up, coming to a boil, make sure you have 4 cups of sugar, that your canner is coming almost to being ready, and then you have your canning station. Now remember, I have vinegar, and I'm going to put water in here, and I have all my lids and everything that I'm going to pour hot water in. And then also have water, the hot water. This, and remember to keep stirring it while it's coming up to a boil. It smells really floral, but also like a mix of berries. It smells great. Alright, now it's boiling, and I'm going to let it boil for 1 minute. Put a timer on for 1 minute, and once that 1 minute's over, I'm going to throw all the sugar in there and stir it in and let it dissolve. 1 minute's up. I'll do about half the sugar, stir it in, and put the other half in there in a second. This is going to be some really pretty jelly. Alright, once all the sugar's in, bring it back up to a boil and boil it for 1 more minute. It's almost done. I have my hot water. I'm going to pour it in and make a mess. And that's for the rims. Alright, so I grabbed some jars out. Just start ladling it into your jars, and you're going to do a 1/4 of an inch head space on this. It's usually this very top ring, but I'll check it with the head space tool. It's gorgeous. It's very pretty. All right. So remember, when you're using your headspace tool, this first stair step is a fourth. Half, 3/4, 1 inch. So it's low. I'm going to have to fill it up just a little bit on these. Just right below it, okay? Perfect. And now take your another tea towel or something that you have and wipe the rims. Ooh, it's hot. Make sure there's nothing on there so you can put your lids and bands on. Okay. Ooh. Remember, fingertip tight, don't wrench them. So half a turn when you feel resistance. That's it. And then put them back in the canner and fill all the rest of your jars up. Last jar, and it only did 6 half-pint jars, okay? So once you get them in, put the lid on, turn it to full bore high, and wait for it to come to rolling boil. Rolling boil, set your timer. Mine, for my elevation, it is 10 minutes, so you have to adjust that based off of how high your elevation is. So mine is 10 minutes. We cheated and put some of the leftover on toast. Look how pretty it is. It's delicious, by the way. 10 minutes are up. I'm going to move it over. Don't scrape it, lift it. I'm going to move it over to the side and let it sit for about 5 minutes to calm down, and then take them out. Remember, when you're lifting the jars out of here, don't tip them. All that water will come off, I promise. And just leave them there. Remember, leave them there until about the same time the next day, at least 12 hours. And then I'm going to take the bands off and check the seals. It's the next morning, and look how pretty it is. It's just a pretty jelly. I did wipe them down and then check the seals. Remember, if you give a tug on the seal, if you processed it right, it won't come off. And then label it. We already cheated. There was 6 jars, but my daughters could not wait to get into the first jar this morning, so we already opened one and ate half of it. So that's just to tell you that it's good. All right, so it was easy, right? It's really simple recipe. You only need a few ingredients, and you can do this with your kids. It's really, really fun and simple, and it's fun when you get to change the colors of the flowers. So I would encourage you guys, if you guys have wild violets growing in your yard or around you, you can go get some and make this jelly, and it's delicious. We cheated multiple times, but I hope you guys enjoy this video, and I'll see you next time.